Our story begins with Louise Harris, an African-American woman who lived through tragic chapters in the state of Alabama. In 1988, at the age of 34, Louise found herself involved in a murder case that shook Montgomery County. The victim was no stranger. It was her husband, Isaiah Harris, who worked as a deputy sheriff. Louise's marital life was collapsing under the weight of constant abuse. After years of suffering, she entered into a relationship with a man named Lorenzo McCarter and confided in him about the harm she was enduring. Matters escalated into a grim pact. Lorenzo arranged with two other men, Michael Sockwell and Alex Hood, to kill the husband. On the night of March 11th, the plan was carried out, and Isaiah Harris was killed on his way to work. When the plot was uncovered, Louise faced trial for masterminding the crime. Despite the severity of the charge, the jury, representing the voice of the community, after hearing the details, voted 7-5, recommending that the sentence be life in prison without the possibility of parole, rather than death. The jurors based their opinion on Louise's clean criminal record and her good reputation within her community and church. But Alabama law held a cruel surprise. The system there grants the judge unique authority to override the jury's opinion. Indeed, the trial judge decided that the motive for the crime was financial greed to obtain insurance money. He deemed that this aggravating factor outweighed all mitigating circumstances, so he overruled the jury's recommendation and sentenced Louise to death. The case did not end there. It reached the highest judicial authority, the Supreme Court of the United States. Louise's lawyers argued that the Alabama system was unfair because it did not set clear standards for the judge on how to handle the jury's recommendation, compared to a state like Florida, where a judge is required to give great weight to the jury's view. In a decision issued in 1995, the Supreme Court upheld the death sentence. The majority held that the Constitution does not force a judge to assign specific weight to the jury's opinion. During the legal arguments, striking statistics about the Alabama judiciary emerged. Data showed that judges there use their power to reject a jury's death recommendation in only 5 cases, while they intervened to impose the death penalty in 47 cases where jurors had recommended life. Despite this huge disparity, the court did not consider the system unconstitutional. On the other side, Justice Stevens dissented strongly. He described the Alabama system as unique and harsh, allowing a politically elected judge to ignore the conscience of the community represented by the jurors. He pointed out that judges might lean toward harsher sentences under the pressure of elections and public opinion. Behind these legal battles lay a painful human story that had not been fully revealed in the first trial. Louise's history was heavy with trauma. She had been assaulted as a child, watched her sister die in her arms, was the one who discovered her murdered father's body, and witnessed her brother being pulled, drowned from a lake. All of this had generated deep psychological trauma within her. Ultimately, after long years awaiting execution, the death sentence against Louise Harris was overturned in October 2004. She returned to wait for resentencing, leaving behind a long legal debate about who holds the final word on a human life, the judge or the jury.